Disclaimer: these are my opinions, and if you take them into consideration, that's your choice, even though you really should. Okay, I'm fully aware that this video will probably be controversial, but I wanted to make it to address people who had doubts about the game or read the spoilers and completely lost hope in the game. And I get it. When there's a lot of leaked spoilers and supposedly they have proof and stuff like that, it's really easy to believe. But there's good news for the people who still have hope like me, and it's honestly a lot. To begin with, there were articles that came out today, I'm pretty sure, or recently, from people who were saying that they had read all the spoilers in the game. But even though that may be true, they played through the game and they were still surprised by it and they still liked it. And I just think this goes to show that, contrary to the spoilers, it's probably still a good game, because they put a lot of work into this, and it's a lot of pressure to try to make a game better than The Last of Us, which is considered to be one of the best games of all time. And also, reviews for the game came out today, all explaining their different opinions, so I encourage you to go check all the different ones out just to get a different idea, because they all have different opinions and stuff like that. And just make sure that most of them, if not all of them, are spoiler free, but just make sure that you look at spoiler free ones. But the main one I wanted to discuss was Metacritic, because they ended up giving the game a 96 out of 100, which is, yeah, wow, pretty good. But on top of that, a 96 is higher than a 95, which is what the original game got. So based on that, which it might not be true, but that would make Last of Us Part 2 better than the original. And also, even if a 96 may not be an accurate representation of the game, that's still higher than Days Gone, which, in my opinion, I consider to actually be a really good game. And that game got like somewhere in the 70s. So even if they're wrong about saying it's better critically than the original game, it's still, with a score like that, it has to be really good. And that Metacritic score would technically make it the third highest rated PS4 exclusive in the generation, which is third only to GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, which it's gonna take hard work to beat a game like that. But anyways, that just goes to prove, and even more of a reason why I'm excited, is because critically, for the most part, it's been getting really good reviews. And other companies, supposedly there have been 44 10 out of 10s. And also, if this video doesn't really go chronologically, that's my fault. I'm not really used to videos like this. But also, even though I told you to check out reviews, when you're checking out reviews, you're definitely going to see like a handful of people saying that it's bad. But I feel like for the most part, those, and now it just sounds like I'm trying to defend them, but I swear I'm not. I feel like those are thinking maybe a little bit too critically, or I just feel like some places will always put down a sequel. And especially when the first game is heralded as one of the best games of all time. So don't just take the bad ones and let it fuel your doubt. I would genuinely of course you have to take those into consideration, and those might be telling truths, but I feel like Metacritic, which is probably one of the harshest rating sites, if it gives it a good score, I feel like it outnumbers like The Verge or people like that who I gave it a bad score. If that is wrong, I just saw a bunch of different sites, so if I got them mixed up, my apologies. But another main reason why I still hold out hope is because we're talking about Naughty Dog here, which is the company that has continued to make good games, even though I know some people will say, oh, well, this game was bad, but I genuinely believe, at least from Uncharted 1 to now, they have never made a bad game. Again, my opinion. But if you have a track record like that, you know that at the very least, this game will be somewhat good. And if they can make 4 good Uncharted games, I believe that they can make a sequel that is good enough to be better than Last of Us Part 1. Because I've been looking at a lot of like behind the scenes of the first game recently and just watching a bunch of stuff back about the first game, and Neil Druckmann was just amazing creatively with the first game, and I felt like he brought the same vibe to the second game, in which he really was going for the goal of besting the first game, and he was very passionate about it. And I just know from like interviews with him and stuff like that, that some may say he puts on a persona, but I really don't. I think he genuinely cares, and like a lot of the Naughty Dog team, I think they care about their games that they make, because they know that how much we all cherish all those games. Because I know the Uncharted games I played for a better part of my life, so they will always hold a special part in my heart, just like the first Last of Us game will, and hopefully this game. But also, just seeing the way they went about the second game, and then all the interviews about the story and stuff like that, it shows that they were serious about this game. Or I guess serious isn't the right way to put it, but they really wanted to give us a game worthy of playing. Just watching the interviews of all the different staff members and how they talk about the game, I know that they genuinely put their all into it and did their best to make it a good game, if not better than the first one. I wanted to bring up the gameplay because people have had like an hour hands-on with the game, and they all say that the gameplay is solid and it's all improved upon from the first game. Everything from crafting to there now being skill trees, but I'm sure if you've been keeping track with the game at all, you've probably heard about all the different stuff they've added. But the point is even if the game story is bad, which I highly doubt, I still believe that the gameplay will still hold up. So even if you have doubts about the story, I still feel like the game is good enough to play for the gameplay. Just to round this all up, I feel like the game shows a lot of promise, and there are different things that have recently come out that show that it will most likely be a good game, from the reviews to the gameplay to a little bit of the story. But even if you have doubts or you've read the spoilers, I really do think you should research even more about the game, see everything it has to offer, and I really do encourage you to give it a try, because, come on, it's The Last of Us Part 2. I've only been waiting like 3 or 4 years for the game, which isn't that long compared to the people who played it originally on the PS3 and have been waiting for 7 years. But I would feel really sad for someone who has been waiting 7 years for the game and doesn't even give it a try. Because what if you're missing out? And I know you'll know if you're missing out because the reviews will say it, or people will say it's critically acclaimed. But I just think, don't entirely doubt the game. Give it a chance. Like I said, research about it and come up with your own opinion and try to put the spoilers and stuff like that to the side. But yeah, I don't know how long this will end up being, but I wanted to put my thoughts out there of the game for people who are looking for a reason to play it or want some hope. There is hope, a lot of it, but I haven't really done a video like this. So if you enjoyed, let me know. Of course, I'm always looking to get better. So any critiques you have, please let me know in the comments how I could do this video differently, how I should order it, what I did wrong, what I shouldn't put in. Because I would like to make videos like this in the future, because I like making videos like this, giving my own opinion contrary to what other people think. And if you enjoyed, please leave a like so I know that I should start making videos like these more often. And subscribe if you want to see future content like this with a little bit of different videos sprinkled in. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.